शरणं मम दादाशां 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 शरणं मम.
If you will permit, we shall move on to the question-answer session. Question number 1.
The first question of the evening is, Dear Dada, you have been with Gurudev Sadhu Aswani for so many years. Could you please tell us what would you do to please him?
What
would you do to please him, to make him happy?
Every guru feels happy when he learns that his disciple is obeying him. Nothing gives him more pleasure than this, that he has an obedient disciple. I do not claim to be an obedient disciple, but I tried my best to obey him. The second thing that made him happy was when a non-vegetarian promised to become a vegetarian, because his heart moved out to the lakhs of animals that are being slaughtered day after day. And he said, as you all know, he said, believe me, the day is coming when meat eating will be condemned as murder. If you want to please him, even now, for many of us believe that he is with us, he is within us, he is by us, guiding us, guarding us, protecting us, inspiring us, leading us on. He is watching us and he is watching over us. If you want to please him, you should keep away from all food of violence, from fish and flesh and fowl. Nothing gave him greater happiness than this.
Dear Dada, I strongly believe in your words of turning back to God. I want to turn back to God. I am 34 years old and I have responsibilities towards my family. Please show me a practical solution of turning towards God, because I have realized in this commercial world there is no end to the cycle of life and death.
If you want to turn back to God, the very first thing that you should understand is that nothing belongs to you. Everything that you think belongs to you belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. Whatever has been given us has been given us as a trust. Sadhu Aswani went a step further and he said, whatever I have is a loan given to me to be passed on to those whose need is greater than mine. If you wish to turn back to God, you must not regard your children as your children. They are not yours. Maybe at one time One of them was your grandfather, and now he has come to you again as your son. But he will not be with you all the time. Nothing belongs to you. Everything has been given to you by God. Therefore, at every step and in every round of life, you must thank God. Thank God for everything. In all conditions and circumstances of life, in illnesses and adversities, in misfortunes, in calamities, in experiences which are pleasant or otherwise, we must continue to thank God. We pray every day, Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva. Thou art our mother, thou our father art. No mother, no father, no loving parent will let anything happen to the children which would harm them. In this faith we must grow from more to more if we want to turn back to God. If you want to turn back to God, make this the motto of your life. Make this the rule of your life. तुम ही सब कुछ जानत प्रियतम, तेरी इच्छा पूर्ण हो. सुख में दुख में मेरे प्रियतम, तेरी इच्छा पूर्ण हो. Let thy will always be done. Let thy will always be done.
How should a person balance his personal and professional life?
I think a person should not separate his personal life from his professional life. He should work out a blend of both of them in his life so that personal and professional go together hand in hand. They should be but the two sides of the same coin. One side of the coin is personal, the other side of the coin is professional. Why do you take to a profession? Why? Because of personal reasons. Why do you want to live a personal life in the way in which you are living? Why? Partly because you belong to a particular profession. The two should be blended. There should be no sense of separation between the two. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Or you have a better answer to give? Because I never entered a profession. I am not qualified to speak of professional life.
Dear Dada, what is the role of a guru in one's life? I pray to God and have no complaints in life.
I pray to what?
To God and I have no complaints in life. Do I still need a guru?
A stage comes in the life of everyone when he realizes the need of a guru. I think of a man who used to come to our satsang every day. He was a very good man. He was a very wealthy man. He lived a comfortable life. He had everything that the world can give. And he used to tell me again and again, he said, you talk to us of the guru, but I have no need of a guru because I have everything that I need. Then something happened to him. He had an only son. He sent his son to Manchester to have training in textile engineering. He came back. The son got a very good job. The son married, lived a happy life. Suddenly, one day they found that the son would go and stand by the wash basin, open the faucet, open the pipe, and the hands were kept in the flowing water all the time. They would go and close the pipe. They would tell him, what are you doing? Why do you want to be here all the time? he would not listen. He would all the time go and hold his hands under flowing water. This man consulted not only doctors here in India, but doctors abroad. He took his son to Europe, to America, to other places, but no one could help him. Then it is that he came and told me, he said, now I realize the need of God. Teach me how to pray to God. So a stage comes in the life of everyone when he realizes the need of a power that is greater than ours. Now, why wait for such an experience? Why not do it right now? And remember, man is not merely the body or the body-mind complex. Man is essentially an immortal soul. The education that we receive, it is meant for the body and the mind. Not a word do we learn about the soul. Therefore, we need a teacher who may teach us this great truth, that I am essentially an immortal soul. The schools don't do it, teachers don't do it, professors don't do it, your parents don't do it. You need someone who may initiate you in this way and show you the way to realize that you are an immortal soul. Self-realization takes you to God-realization. And that is the sole purpose of life.
Dear Dada, please tell me, how do I cope with the loss of my dear mother? I feel orphaned and lost without her guidance.
You feel lost because you are under the influence of the mind. As I said a little while ago, no one belongs to us. My mother is not my mother. She has, everyone is like an actor. He comes on the stage of life, he acts out his part, and he departs. When he is off the stage, he does not remember that he was an actor. They interviewed an actor, I read of it years ago. They interviewed an actor, and he said, in the course of the interview, he said, there is one actress I don't like to see her face. If I see her coming, I just turn away to a by street. I don't like to see her face. But he said, in one of the films, I was asked to play the part of the husband of that actress. He had to play the part of the husband. And he said, I had to show that I loved her the most. In all the world, if I loved anybody, it was that woman. We should behave likewise. We have been given a particular role in the play of life. We should be true to that role. Our attention should be always to the director of the play, not to another actor with whom we have to interact. That is, if I think of God at every step, in every round of my life, then if someone is snatched away from me, I will not feel at all, because my attention is focused on the director. Everyone comes here bringing, actually I call it the capital. The capital that we bring with ourselves is our breaths. You may have brought 5 crores of breaths. I may have brought only 3 crores of breaths. But when the 3 crores of breaths are over, my body will drop down. Do what you will. We often blame the doctor for it, but the doctor is not to blame. The last breath leaves the body falls down. Death belongs to the body. Your mother has not died. Your mother is on the other side, waiting for you to come. You have to go there. But you have been given more time to prepare, so that when you go there, you go a fulfilled person.
Dearest Dada, how to become made for each other?
No one is made for each other. This is all. They only tell you this, but if you watch their actions critically, which you should not do, you will find that they are not made for you or you are not made for them. We all are made for God. Our attention should be fixed on God. Standing, sitting, eating, dancing, singing, we should think of God. We are made for Him, He is made for us. I know many husbands, they whisper into the hollow of the ears of their wives, "Darling, we are made for each other." No, you are not made for each other. But you can play that part if you like. You do it as an actor. That will make the other person happy. Yes.
Dear Dada, it is said, "Jehdo an, tehdo man." I am a pure vegetarian, but still I am very short-tempered and rude. Why is it so?
Our anger is the karma that we bring with ourselves. As we enter this world, we are coming from the astral world, we are entering the physical world. We bring with ourselves our karma. And a part of this karma is our anger, the anger that we have brought with ourselves. We cannot fight our own karma unaided. We need the help of a superpower, a power that is higher and stronger than our own, which, for want of a better word, we call God. God has 2 aspects, the mother aspect and the father aspect. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Appeal to God in the mother aspect, not in the father aspect. In the mother aspect, if you appeal to God, you will get the answer quickly. This is tried and tested. Go to God as though you would go to your mother and say to Him, "Ma, I can't do it. Mummy, I can't do it. I've tried it many times. But as many times as I have tried, I have failed." It is only when your love and your wisdom and your patience flow into me that in your love and in your wisdom and in your patience, I will be able to face every situation in life and come out victorious. But the victory is not mine, the victory is all thine. Jai, 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 Jagadamba. Jagadamba means the world mother. If you repeat this prayer over and over again, within a few days' time, you can control your anger or any other habit which you want to give up.
Dear Dada, more than half of the world's population is non-vegetarian.
Yes, granted.
Animals are specially grown to be eaten.
Yes,
Our forefathers and parents
forefathers and parents
have eaten non-vegetarian food.
have eaten non-vegetarian food.
So then, why vegetarianism now?
Why?
That means there should be no progress. Whatever your ancestors did, you will continue to do. You must. You must become better. You must become nobler. You must grow in the great quality of compassion from more to more as you proceed on the path of life. You want to be carbon copies of your ancestors. Of what use then are you to this world? You are a useless creature. A father was about to die. He had 4 sons. He called his 4 sons together and told them, I am about to die, but I want you to remember this, that you have come through me. God has sent you through me, only that you should take a few steps towards progress than I have taken. Fathers feel happy when the son goes ahead of them. Is that all right?
Dada, is it okay to approach the Guru for small problems, or should we only go to him for major problems?
What do you like? What do you call major and what do you call small? It is a problem. To whom will you go if not to your Guru? The difference between major and small is only a difference of degree. It is a problem. And my Guru is more enlightened than I am. He will be able to face the problem or show me the way to face the problem in the right way.
Dear Dada, I have come to the mission for the first time. I want to be a singer, but due to family problems, I have to take up a job. What should I do?
You must do your duty. The very first teaching that is given in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord Sri Krishna says to his dear devoted disciple Arjuna, Arjuna, you must do your duty. If the duty that has been given you is ignoble, and the duty of another is nobler than your duty, you must not renounce your duty to attend to the duty of another. Remember, the work that you can do, nobody else can do in the world. The population, they say, is 6 billions. Now it must have increased, I think. But 6 billions of human beings, each one has been given a specific duty which only he can perform or she can perform, no one else. Each one of us is unique. Do your duty. But then a stage comes when you realize that you are here to do your duty and a little more. That little more, in that margin, you can take advantage of it and come to the satsang and sing. Not otherwise. Yes.
Dear Dada, does matching horoscopes or fasting make any difference?
Then, I believe there is some truth in horoscopes. But where are the people who can read the horoscopes rightly? I have seen the same horoscope is taken to 4 astrologers. Each one of them has his own interpretation. And some of those interpretations are contrary to each other. Where are those who can read the horoscope? There was a time when we had astrologers who could read the horoscopes, but not so now.
How to motivate oneself when he is suffering from failure all the time?
Treat failure as a prasad that comes to you from God. Supposing God came and gave you this prasad, what would you do? It is God's prasad to you. You will accept it. And in the measure in which you accept it, you will find that there is something hidden in it which you really need. This is the glory, this is the greatness, this is the generosity of God. That is why the holy ones have told us that in all conditions and circumstances of life, in joy and sorrow, in praise and dispraise, in loss and gain, there is a meaning of mercy. Accept it and move forward.
Dear Dada, how will all religious discriminations come to an end? How will all religious discriminations come to an end?
It will begin with you. You be free from religious discrimination, and I will follow. Then others will come. If you want to reform the world, you must begin with yourself. You may have heard the name of Swami Ramatirtha. His was a great name in his days. He had an advertisement inserted in the Tribune, which in those days was regarded as the most widely circulated newspaper in northern India. The advertisement read, wanted, this was in big type, wanted reformers. Underneath were written words in very thin type, who are prepared to reform themselves. And he says he got no answer to the advertisement. Everybody wants to reform others. Nobody is prepared to reform himself or herself. Reform must begin with yourself. Carlyle was a great writer of the 20th century. He says, "Oh Bobus, reform yourself. Reform yourself. If you want to reform the world, you must begin with yourself." Last question.
Beloved Dada, is destiny written by God, or can we change it by hard work?
Yes, you can change it. Destiny is something that you are writing yourself. The karma of today becomes the destiny of tomorrow, as the karma of yesterday has become the destiny of today. Destiny and the work that you are doing at present, destiny and your karma, they are like the two blades of a scissor. The scissor can't work with one blade. It is useless. You need two blades. You are the master of your own destiny. And the beginning is in the thought. A thought which is consistently held in the mind will lead you to action. The thought may be a thought of service, it will lead you to an action of service. The thought may be a thought of impurity, sure as the sun rises in the east, it will drag you into the very abyss of impurity. Thought repeatedly held in the, consistently held in the mind leads to action. And action, if it is repeated over and over again, forms a habit. And a habit is a terrible thing. As I have repeatedly said to you, H-A-B-I-T, cut off its head H, a bit still remains. Cut off its A, bit still remains. Cut off its bee, it still remains. Cut off its eye, if there is no other habit, there is the habit of drinking tea. Tea still remains. It's a terrible thing. Don't be very careful to form good habits. This is the opportunity that life gives to you. You must form good habits. Then the sum total of your habits forms your character. And your character determines your destiny. You are the builder of your own destiny. You can change it. If you so desire, yes.